Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back with 2.0 Legacy Preschool. This is a donation deck list that we've been working on as a Maverick deck with a combo finish. Typically you'd see a combo finish in Dark Depths if you're playing Maverick, but this is obviously a little bit left field where we are playing a show and tell package with Omniscience, Emrakul, and Griselbrand. We have Cunning Wish as well as a way to either combo off with shared summons, finding both Emrakul and Griselbrand through Omniscience, or even just be able to get some free spells like Mindbreak Trap, Force of Vigor, Surgical Extraction, and then we also have some free spells, some matchup defining skills like Flusterstorm spells, sorry. So Cunning Wish is kind of cool in this deck because it's a deck that isn't playing Thalia or Spirit, so Cunning Wish is kind of our way out or against anything that is too combo-y. We do have Collect Oof and Endurance as Green Sun's targets as well, but I think that this version should be pretty solid. We're playing Prismatic in the main deck, we're playing an extra library over the second Endurance. We also cut down on Cunning Wishes and a Noble Hierarch to add in the full 4 Brainstorm and just have a little bit more consistency to the deck. Carpet of Flowers has made its way into the sideboard as well. A really good card against the Delver decks, where we are going to struggle, but we have some game against them with cards like Boseiju out of the board as well, which we can find with Knight of the Reliquary, which is kind of cool. So, looking forward to seeing how this goes. We have a Swords in the sideboard as we can find it with Cunning Wish. Yeah, just a kind of cool concept. So hopefully in this league we can build on our 2-3 from previous, and we'll see you in game 1. Cheers. Alright, we're here for round 1, and we have an interesting hand. Unfortunately, we don't have a blue land and a fetch land. Currently, our blue source is the fetch. We do have Endurance blue card, or Endurance green card, which is kind of nice. Double show and tell is a little bit rough, but this is really the tough part of the deck, because I feel like you just have to have the classic Maverick start and then finish with show and tell. This doesn't have like a turn on Noble Hierarch, or Green Suns off the top doesn't allow us to ramp into Dryad Arbor, so I could see the Brainstorm getting us there, but I think I'd rather mulligan towards a Maverick start. This is better. I'm probably going to keep the Griselbrand for show and tell and bottom the Oof, but it depends on what our opponent is on. Yeah, I think just because Griselbrand turns on show and tell is a really live draw, I'm probably happy to drop the Collect Oof. Oof we can find through Green Suns as well, so not too bad. This is where these half and half decks can be a little bit tough. Oh, okay. Well, classic. I don't think my opponent would expect to see the Griselbrand here. That's actually pretty funny. So this can be pretty tough on the draw here. They take the Prismatic. Interesting. That makes me think they have Animate Dead as a way to recoup a creature. No, okay. Just gonna take the early creatures. Well, this isn't too bad for us, which is nice. The Grief is more than beatable. But I think Archon's been the big card that's changed up how Maverick usually attacks Reanimator. Krakus, typically the best card in the early stages when they could just rely on Griselbrand to win, but Now they have so many good creatures like Grief and Archon that it's quite tough to get around. Eldamri's cool. I'm going to hold the Dryad Arbor here because I can Eldamri's Call for Endurance and then pitch the Dryad Arbor to Endurance if they try to go off next turn with another creature. So pretty happy just to play the Misty and pass. And if they do nothing, end step we can Eldamri's Call for Knight of the Reliquary, I guess is the best card. Because it's a 4/4, but I could also go for Endurance and then just cast it as a 3/4. But there's a world where if they don't go for it here, I just want to get Knight and keep Endurance in the deck. So let's go for, I think Savannah Tundra here is fine. I guess I should have gone Trop, because then I could hardcast the Endurance. Right now I don't have double white. Birds. No end step and Tomb is really nice. They still attack. Okay. So this means they might just have... Oh, it's got Menace. Of course it can. I can't block. So they do get a free attack in here. Alright, they're up to 5 cards. Oof. Play this. Play out the Oof. Hold up Caracas and also hold up Knight, draw a card with Horizon Canopy. They could also think we have Bojuka Bog in the deck, so you never know. No attacks, that's pretty huge. Alright, here. I think I get rid of the Savannah. Probably not, because I want to draw into Endurance. It might just be the Tundra. Because we can get a blue source off the Knight anyway. Ending. Okay. We're getting closer to cast that, which is nice. One second. Okay. Wow, still nothing. Noble. Does that change things? I think I attack with all, but this is a consideration. I think I'm happy to attack with all. Even if they block here, they take 8, which turns off fetch lands. Yeah, maybe a huge misstep, not keeping that Tundra around as just a thought of Prismatic Ending on the Grief. But interesting, opponent drew 8 cards there and didn't really draw into anything, which is really weird. I think this might be a match where we just take out the Show and Tells because of how how it lines up with them. So I probably want to take out these. I don't mind the Cunning Wishes, but what are we bringing in? Deafening Silence for sure. I'd probably rather have Surgical in our opening hand than have it as a Cunning Wish target. The Force of Vigors are still strong. This is actually a tough one because the Flusterstorms and the Mindbreak, actually the traps on the draw I do want. So let's go down on the Wishes, and then that's actually a pretty good one where we just side out the combo. We bring in a Swords. We probably take out the Questing Beast. Fluster, Sword, Surgical. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Really want to have a free spell in my opening hand, either Mindbreak Trap or Surgical. Opponent's going to go first. They mulligan to 6. This is a tough one because it's actually quite a nice hand. I guess if they take the Swords and then go off, it's pretty tough, so I will mulligan once. This has Deafening Silence, which does help. I don't really want to go lower either, so I am going to keep this. Potentially bottom the Green Suns, because we have Eldumbri's Call for Endurance anyway. Now the big question is, obviously Entomb into Reanimate spell is pretty bad, but I think Deafening Silence here is better than just holding up the Swords to Plowshares. Probably should have let on the Horizon Canopy. It allows us to play a turn 1 Deafening Silence into turn 2 Birds. They get Archon. So I guess if they have Grief, it does play around Deafening Silence. They can hand disrupt and get back the Archon. Okay. Guess we just get rid of the Trop. No Grief is huge. We get to go Bird and Sword here. There's no real reason not to Swords here. I think I'm just going to Swords now. Looting is fine, that's their one spell for turn. If we draw into green card, we can just hold up Endurance into it. They've actually discarded Faithless Looting and... sorry, Ritual and Land, so nothing on their end going on. Okay. We're just going to hold up Eldamri's Call here. And then try to get a 3-drop the following turn. Okay. Nothing we can really do here. Like, is there a reason that I want to call for a creature and put it into the bin? Potentially Uro, I guess? That's actually not the worst. It's also a card I don't really want to draw, so I'd rather just have it in the bin to... Interesting, they take the prismatic ending. Now the question is, do I want to draw a card here? I only really need 3 mana for the Uro anyway, so... Might as well. Okay. Ooh. Well, still happy to see where Uro goes. I'm gonna wasteland them here as well. Just keeps them off like hardcast Grief. But they are at 26, so we have a long way to go in terms of beating them down. I was gonna say they could reanimate our Uro, but we get to return it to our hand with Karakas, which is pretty funny. Ah, no, they just want to ramp and draw. Interesting, okay. There's the Grief. Probably just take the Green Suns here. But no way to get it back. Okay. Brainstorm. I will Brainstorm here. Try to find a land. Nice. Put back Brainstorm, put back... let's go... Put back Fluster, put back Surgical, and then we can hold up Brainstorm. No, we don't want to do that because of Deafening Silence. We want to hold the Surgical. So let's go put back Fluster, put back Brainstorm, play the land and pass. I could Faithless Looting, I could hit Faithless Looting here, but I'm pretty happy to hold the Surgical. Another looting's fine. My one reason for Surgical there over Flusterstorm is Animate Dead. Plays around Fluster. Alright, we draw the Brainstorm, and then we just pass. I guess I could Brainstorm here to try to find a creature as an attacker. I don't mind that. Dryad Arbor, not really what I'm after here. Interesting, they don't even fetch and flashback looting yet. Maybe they will now. I'm still pretty happy to allow them to looting here. We do have the Fluster anyway. Just going to fetch now as well and get that trop so we can potentially get that Uro into play. Land? Force. Classic. Well, we have it hardcast for Animate Dead, which is quite nice. Unmask, Pitching Grief. I think in response here we just take out probably Grizzlebrand. I don't really care if they have the Grief. They have Animate Dead in hand, and we have the Force of Vigor, which is hilarious, but of course they'll be able to grab it. Nothing too different here to what we kind of expect. Ah, but they can't Animate Dead this turn, of course, because... Nice. Blue, blue, green, green. Uro. Get rid of Eldamri's Call, Swords, Prismatic... Surgical Fluster. I'll play that. Alright. We got a clock. They have Animate Dead in hand. The looting is fine. There's an Archon. Okay. We'd love to get rid of those Archons. What's a great way to get rid of Archon? So this is currently a 3-turn clock. With Knight as a 4-3, it's a 2-turn clock. And this allows me to still hold up endurance, which is nice. Now this is actually pretty funny. We don't have a creature in our bin, however. Huh. I don't think it's worth any like tricks. We could return the Uro, pitch it to endurance, but yeah, that's obviously not worth it. Yeah, tough one. But really nice for us to get this game won and start on a small high. Obviously this, I guess the blue did help in sections here, but yeah, more like a Maverick win here, so. Cool to see. We'll see you in match 2. Hey team. We're on the draw, which is nice, against me, the captain, who looks to be an Epic Storm player. Which is going to be a tough one. We don't have anything great against the Epic Storm. But we do have Tundra Brainstorm to kind of like put them off what we might be on, which is interesting. I think we mulligan this. There's a world where we can get like a okay. Cunning Wish is definitely interesting. I was going to say like a turn 1 noble, turn 2 collect oof. It says Cunning Wish, which is kind of nice. They kept with 7. We put back the Dryad Arbor here, I guess. Potentially the Cradle. Dryad Arbor could potentially pitch to Endurance, where my opponent screws up with like an LED line. Honestly, I think this sort of matchup is where card quality is more important than card quantity. And this hand is pretty much a 5 with like Cunning Wish, Brainstorm, Fetch Land, Library, Forest. So I'm going to mulligan once more to try to find like a turn 1. Okay, closer. We are going to keep. It doesn't have a blue source, but potentially we can just go turn 1 Green Suns for Dryad Arbor, rip a blue source off the top and hold up Cunning Wish for Mindbreak Trap. And if not, then we have the library to get us there. So I think it's like this. Oh, Ancient Tomb. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, we even drew the blue source, which is pretty funny. I guess this is a good reason not to look at what your opponent might be on. Charles on 1, sure. At least no creature just yet. Another moon is fine. It only takes a forest for this hand to get online with the mum. I guess these two cards are turned off with the chalice, so that is actually going to be pretty difficult. There's a Rabble Master. Tough. No real point blocking here. Five mana. 4 mana. Charles for 2. Yeah. Tough. So this is going to be interesting. I still like this show and tell plan. It really relies on the early creatures though. We have Boseiju, which is nice. It's really a case of like the Cunning Wish package, and if I like having Force of Vigor in the... I think I do like having Force in my opener. And the sword. Endurance can come out. Uro is interesting. A little bit hard to get online with the moon effects. I think Cradle can come out here as well. They typically bring in some sort of sweeper in like Fiery Confluence. And probably down to 1 library. The Oof at least turns off Chrome Mox, which is nice. The swords are good. Yeah, I think this is how I want to play it out. Forest into Mana Dork is what I really want turn 1. We have 1 forest, 1 plains to work around with. Beast is nice as it really pressures them through their goblins. Knight's great as it destroys Blood Moon or Chalice. Knight of Reliquary is great because it's a big creature. Uro just seems like a good value card. But yeah, Moonstompy is going to be a little bit tougher. We do have the extra swords somewhere. I think this is okay. Green Suns into Mana Dork turn 2 for white source. Yeah, I think this is just too good of a it's got the forest in it, which is really nice. It doesn't have like, I think the best 6 would probably just be fetch land and actual Mana Dork. Can also lead on Trop to hold up Brainstorm and then shuffle anything away with the Zenith, which is pretty nice. See how this goes. Playing the Trop might even make them turn 1 Moon instead of turn 1 Creature, which is kind of nice. So I'm happy to Brainstorm in response to this. We find no white source other than the Caracas. But that's fine, we do have Green Suns coming up. Just gonna go for Bird here. Okay. Destroy this. Play probably Wasteland. Get rid of a Blood Moon, play a Blood Moon. That's fine. And step our swords the Magus, so we can start attacking. Beast. That's huge. Rebel Master's fine. Gonna play the Wasteland because there's a world where we get rid of the Blood Moon and just double Wasteland them straight away. Interesting. Of course. It's actually a really good way to get rid of things. Tough. I don't know if we can beat that. Tough. I think that's just game. I don't think we're having out from that. Really tough. We'll see you in match 3. Hey team, we're back up against Marcel, and we have a Brainstorm hand, which is nice, into Chantal Omniscience, which is pretty interesting. And shout out to Marcel for the good luck, have fun. Always nice. I'm gonna keep this, and I think we're just gonna lead on. I think it's just Misty Noble. As good as the shuffle is, Cavern of Souls, okay. Humans, interesting. We find a knight. Do I wait a turn? That's the big question. I don't think we do because of things like could also just Wasteland here. I was going to say Kitesail Freebooter. I don't mind Wasteland attack. Just try to, get to a stage where I can maybe have a little bit more of an out with Omniscience. Just one more card. There we go. This is going to be fine. Just want to... we will cast. Sorry. Shared summons. Shared summons. Emrakul. Grizzlebrand. Tough. Well, we got a turn 3, which is kind of cool. I definitely don't mind that. Alright, up against humans. I'm not too sure if I really want to switch around anything. Collector Oof still good against Aether Vial. Uro, etc. still nice. The Show and Tell isn't too bad either. I'm pretty happy just like running this back and having the swords in the sideboard as a Cunning Wish target. Along with Force. This is probably a no. The one lander, no green either. Okay. Probably the Knight here. Still have Show and Tell into Grizzle. We have Brainstorm with a fetch and hopefully a land off the top. Champion. Alright. Prismatic. I kind of want to turn on the Cradle, which means I want to go for Green Suns for Dryad Arbor. So I think here I just want to go for Tundra, Trop. As it turns on Show and Tell into Grizz next turn if I really want to. Thalia is nice. Another Brainstorm. No shuffle effect, which is pretty awkward, but I kind of had to there. Put on top. Put on top. Honestly, just taking out this Dryad Arbor here would be brutal. They may even have lethal next turn. Dig. Find a swords. We do find a bird. Four, five, six, seven, eight. Could just be too strong. Maybe a bit of a greedy keep, especially with the Brainstorms, not having a shuffle, but with the aggression from this deck, I'm kind of just pressured into doing it. Five, 8, 9, 10, 11. They can attack with everything here if they want. Then I have to block with the bird. Which I think is just the correct play because I am out of... Yeah, that's going to do it as well. I think if anything it's just adding in a swords. Potentially taking out a library. Just because of their aggression. But yeah, maybe the play... It's tough because if I go Savannah into Dryad Arbor, I'm stuck with no blue, which means I can't dig with the Brainstorms. Okay. We get to go Trop into Green Suns for Dryad Arbor. Next turn, land Uro, put in Windswept Teeth and Prismatic Ending their creature, which is pretty cool. Or like ending on Vile would be pretty awesome as well. There's one creature I don't want to see here. Oh, okay. This is fine. Wonder if they waste my waste. Yeah. That's fair. Swords. I think I just pass here. Holding up swords and Brainstorm. Another wasteland. Okay. I probably do want to Brainstorm here just to use my mana effect efficiently. We have the old Dummeries called a Shuffle as well. Alright. I probably don't mind taking out the Cavern. Would you just have like Eldamri's Call as well into Show and Tell the following turn? No lands, wow. Night buys a lot of time here as well. I actually don't mind just going the fair line here, where we can go white, these two, get another knight, yeah, and then play the knight. So didn't even need the show and tell package there, and a little bit tough if they have like, if we go like Grizzlebrand into show and tell, they just have Karakas, it really feels bad, but pretty nice to get the win there. All right. We are 2-1. We'll see you in the 4th. All right. Hey, team. Up against Sergio. And an interesting hand. We have the show and tell and Grizz, but otherwise it's not doing a whole lot. I'm pretty happy to mulligan. Again, kind of like game one where we just want to go for the Maverick hand. I'm pretty happy to keep this and bottom the Dryad Arbor. Just going to go for Savannah into birds here. Turns on blue if needed. It means we could like draw into Brainstorm and then shuffle with the green suns. Okay. Pretty nice start for us because we have the Collector Oof just in hand. So we'll have to see if they have force or not. Chalice on one isn't too bad. They see Wasteland. I'm not going to tap the Wasteland because if they force the Oof... Oh, they don't. Wow. We're just passing back here. There's no reason to Wasteland. The land is more important for us. I guess they could have Island and then put in Kappa, but yeah, Collector Oof just too good there. Now, this is a matchup where I do want the Deafening Silences. Even on the draw, I still think they're really good, especially with Psy in their deck. They don't know about the Show and Tell package either, which is kind of nice. And I don't mind keeping Cunning Wish for Force of Vigor, but there is a world where I want Force of Vigor before I can Cunning Wish. So I think I might actually bring in the forces, bring in the swords. Bit of a tough one. Maybe I'll keep like one force and just the one swords. I still think the show and tell play is pretty nice. They can get like a lot of creatures and things, so like Emrakul Annihilate 6 isn't as big as it could be, but I still think it's pretty cool. I might even just cut down on the show and tells. I can see the library going as well. This is all looking pretty good. I think I do just want the force though. Yeah. It's just so good on my opener. Questing Beast is just great for attacking, but I feel like we could take out the beast here. I think we have multiple ways to attack. I also don't mind a trap on the play. Oh, sorry, on the draw. Swords, Brainstorm, Nobles. Endurance. Uro can probably come out here as well. There's a world where Deafening Silence isn't as great on the draw. But there are turns where they play like land go, especially post-board where they have a bit more interaction in the deck. This is a tough one because it's really trying to find the balance between Cunning Wish, allowing you to have flexibility in the board through things like Swords to Plowshares, and just needing to have them on turn one. And I think that maybe it is just a world where we have to have it on turn one, but... I could see just this as kind of like a small show and tell package with the calls. Yeah. Probably, yeah, could do a little bit better there with sideboarding, but I think that's okay. I don't mind this. We have turn 2 Cunning Wish into turn 3 Force of Vigor hardcast. And we have Mindbreak Trap here, which is kind of nice. I'm going to keep this. They might not see the trap coming, especially if they start on other lands. They probably just name Wasteland with the needle. Okay. Probably shouldn't 6 here either because of trap. 1. Ah, that's it. Just holding up the Saga. Would have been awesome to draw a blue card there, because then we could Cunning Wish for Force and then alternate cast it. I guess Saga's a good reason not to bring in Trap. Another one, far out. Graph Cage is fine. Oh, there is no force. Ah, tough. I brought them both in. Okay. Well, that does change things. Yeah. Yikes. The Saga just so strong here. And like, yeah, I've got fooled. Like, Trap did nothing this game. Maybe Trap was a trap. Yeah, I don't want to show the Mindbreak Trap either. Yeah, like even Green Sun's here for Night of Autumn isn't good enough because they can Shadow Spear the other one they make from this and then just get in. Grafdigger's Cage. Grafdigger's Cage, of course. Does that change how I want to board then? Cunning Wish does cause some issues for sure. Maybe it's a case of just, yeah, not allowing like Wish to be so flexible and just having these in. Like Wish only just for Shed Summons off Omniscience, which kind of makes me want to have the Omniscience in there. 2/2/2/2/2 split. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think Library can be cut as well. They're just so aggressive with life totals that it can be a bit of a trap to be able to pay extra. But it's also my way to keep up with them in card advantage. Ah, tough. I think Trap is a trap on the play. Deafening Silence kind of does what I want that to do anyway. And this is 60, so we'll see how this goes. It does have Deafening Silence, and it does have Wasteland. And it does have a Brainstorm, so not too bad. We can go, we have a lot of time, so we can go Misty into Tundra, which allows us to play the Deafening Silence and untap, play a fetch land, play Brainstorm. Nice. It's pretty good. There's a world where I want to Brainstorm in response to this before they get to tap it for mana in case we draw into Force of Vigor. Put back Cradle. Put back Knight. Do I want to draw the Knight? That's the big question. So this turn's going to be most likely Knight of Autumn on the Urza's Saga. I don't mind Knight as just another big creature. Savannah. I won't play the Caracas just yet because they might have Emery that they might try to play. So play the Wasteland. Play Knight. Destroy this. Alright. Feeling pretty good about our current position. We're also pretty close to just being able to pay through like a Kappa, which is quite nice. Speaking of. Still won't cast. I'll play the Caracas. I guess there's a world where it's better to Wasteland the Tomb. Which I can still do. I just can't hold up swords, but I think that's okay. Because Cradle can allow us to get the Kappa off the table. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, so we'll be able to kill the Knight next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off the Cradle. All right. There's Emery. All right, they seem Niscients. They now have 2 cards in hand. So I think in response to all of these, I just want to go 1, 2, 3. Sack Savannah. Get Cradle. Which allows me to pay for Ward. Now they draw, draw, draw. Return this to your hand. Attack. Next time we get to play the Oof, which is fantastic. They can only play 1 land or 1 spell a turn, or 1 non-creature spell a turn this turn as well. Thoughtcast is fine. They're up to 7 cards. Oof. Actually. Oof. Nice. I'm going to take out their tomb here. Leave them with no mana available, and we're also holding up Caracas and Swords. They find another tomb. They're taking 12 next turn. Dismember. That's going to be okay. That's their spell for the turn as well. They're going to play this, put something into the bin, and then we'll go to the end step and return it to the hand. So this attack turns off the tomb as well. So there's no point wastelining. Tough spot for them. Nice. All right. Pretty cool. That was round 4. We have one more to go. We'll see you there. Hey team. On the play, which is really nice. And, ooh, an interesting hand. A 1-lander with 2 ways to accelerate. I'm not a big fan of, especially when we really have to get to 3 mana for these to be live, so pretty happy to mulligan once. Okay, I'll keep this and bottom the Dryad Arbor. Pretty nice hand overall. Opponent's gone to 5 cards. The question here is do I want to go for a basic? I feel like I don't need to because of the birds. And the fetch land with Brainstorm is just so nice. The instant mull makes me think of like Reanimator or a Moon deck, but you never know. Okay, Prismatic Vista is neither. Maybe it is. Okay, ninjas. Interesting. Wow, and they had the Ornithopter. Well, I'm definitely getting rid of this. If I get rid of the Ornithopter, they can just sack it for a 4/4. I will Brainstorm now as well, because if I hit another Prismatic Ending, I'm pretty happy to hit this construct. We don't, but we hit Show and Tell, which is interesting. I wonder if they have a way out of this. Put on top, put on top. Might be put on top, because then I can still cast the Show and Tell next turn without getting rid of the beast. I don't really want either, so I am just going to fetch here. Getting a trop. Okay. No real reason to draw here. It's really just Swords to Plowshares with my 1 mana, so happy just to pass back and see how this happens. They could have like a Murderous Cut in the deck, which allows them to get through the Grizzlebrand. Maybe like Brazen Borrower, bounce. Interesting. We'll attack. Draw? Nice. Is it too risky to try to draw again? We have the Caracas for this, and then we just have ample blockers for this. Whenever it deals damage. So I'm going to block here. And then before damage, try to return this. Ah, interesting. I was outplayed. I guess I should have double blocked. Yeah, that's just the correct play. That's just pretty stupid. I mean, Questing Beast is where I see the win here. Questing Beast and Grizzlebrand just being enough. Nice. All right. Ninjas. Again, a deck where I like to have the swords in the main deck over a Foster. The Oof is still strong against the... The Oof is still strong against the Retrofitter. I could see myself going down on a Wasteland, but bringing in the Carpets. Potentially one library as well. Knight of Autumn still strong. Uro still strong. Endurance. The Force of Vigors are great. I could just see myself again going down on the Show and Tell and Omniscience. But I think my sideboarding could be really cleaned up with this sort of matchup. It's just kind of hard to manage both sides of the deck in a way that's going to be consistent. I don't mind this hand. The removal is really strong in Prismatic Ending, which is nice. We have like lands to get around back to basics. Wow, okay. Trying to find Ornithopter potentially? Okay. Forest Noble. Thoughtseize. Okay. Probably taking Prismatic Ending here. However, call could be anything, to be fair. They take the call. Okay. And now ponder. Chose to not shuffle. Oof. Okay, we can get both of these creatures into play this turn thanks to Cradle, because we can go... I'm going to fetch for a Tundra. Cast Uro. Put in a land first. And then tap it for 2 before the Uro leaves the field. Now we get to play the Oof. Nice. The nice thing here is that if my opponent had something like back to basics next turn, we still have white, blue, green for Prismatic Ending. They still take the Prismatic Ending. Interesting. Baleful Strix. Okay. Go with Brainstorm first. Put on top. Put on... Put on top. So the Cunning Wish can get instants, which means Fluster, Trap, Force of Vigor. I could put back Dryad Arbor Canopy, then just draw a card. Oh, sorry, yeah. Put back Dryad Arbor land, play Canopy, 2 mana, draw a card, and then Library. It's kind of a free attack there. I think I should have attacked. Yeah, because I don't want them to be able to ninjutsu something into play. Okay. Do they draw a land? They don't. So I believe they can't currently ninjutsu anything, which is quite nice for us. Okay, there's retro. Okay. Put on top, put on top. Get a fetch land. I wonder if we just go for questing beast here. I don't mind that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Force it, sure. We still have the Uro in the bin as well, so that's something to definitely keep an eye on. We also want to shuffle end step. This is where I wouldn't mind something like Serenity or Kataki in the board. Not for ninjas specifically, but they are cards that do have splash damage from just like 8 cast or death and taxes to some extent. So to have them for these is pretty cool. Chose to not shuff. This is where I could see a back to basics coming down. Still no ninjutsu. Interesting. Just gonna get a trop. Oh, they might have opposition agent. I didn't think of that. Murderous card. Okay. That's fair. They currently have 1 card in hand. Oh, that's nice. Get to take out a Strix and the Retrofitter Foundry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it greedy to pay? I think it is. See them tap the retro. Yep. Force these. I guess we have the Uro, so potentially I don't need to do that. Alright, they have 1 card left. Still no ninjutsu. Interesting. Beast is pretty nice. I will pay for this. Just hardcast Force. Still pretty happy to hold up this Boseiju. I do get hit by days on the swords, but if they have days as their draw, that's not really a concern anyway. Allow them to hit. Do they do anything? They don't. Uro getting rid of swords. Green Sun, Eldamri's Prismatic Brainstorm. Draw the swords. Put in Savannah. Now the Boseiju only costs 1 because we have the Uro in play and we have swords open, which is pretty sweet. This is fine. I'm not even going to swords here because like we're at a stage where mana doesn't really matter. I want to try to draw into like a Caracas potentially. Emrakul. I guess like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, still a bit. We draw the endurance. We won't put that into play. We now hold up Cunning Wish as well for like a fluster, which is kind of cool. Really tough spot for my opponent. A lot of things to work on here as well, this whole league. Just little things that do add up. We get to Boseiju this, which is kind of cool. And we get there, which is pretty cool. So I believe overall we go 4-1, which is pretty nice. Definitely nice to come back from the 2-3 with the first iteration. And it kind of just shows that going back between decks and changing things and seeing how it conforms is really nice. So, look, I'm not going to say this is a format warping deck. I'm not going to say it's any better than Maverick or any better than Show and Tell, but it's really cool to play around with. And I've had a lot of fun with it. I think if anything, maybe an extra fetch land could actually be a consideration over probably the second drop. As a way to get basics, way to shuffle with Brainstorm. I could also see a world where it's a Stoneforge Mystic version with things like Kaldra and Jade, but I do like that it's kind of, you have your Maverick kind of cards in this section, and then your combo here in the 12, and then your removal and ways to find either side of the combo or the mid-range plan here. So very, very cool. I think I do have a lot to work on in playing a deck like this and how you sideboard, especially with cards like Cunning Wish, where it is important to keep some cards in the board, but also knowing when it's too late, when Cunning Wish is just going to be too slow against the decks where you want the Sword to Plowshares or the Force of Vigors, typically cards that you want against the Exploration decks, the Saga decks. So yeah, a huge thank you for coming and watching. Really cool to see you guys. I'll see you next time, but if you do like this content, definitely consider subscribing to the channel, following me on Twitch, visiting thegreensonzenith.com, and just having a nice weekend, and I'll speak to you guys later. Cheers.